Okay, so happy Monday. I was outside for literally probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I am so on fire, which doesn't help with the whole menopause thing. Um, yeah, and honestly, I feel like I'm just 8,000 degrees, maybe more at this point. But I I wanted to read something that now I understand why I time and date stamp everything that I write, because things that I've written a long time ago, it's hard to know what I was when I wrote it, and so I like to kind of have a paper trail, a breadcrumbs of date and timestamps to keep track of where I was, what I was doing, why, what I was going through, and what I've been delivered from, and that whole thing. So I'm going to share this with you, and I think that I will make this into a two-part thing because it's pretty long and there's more pages. So again, happy Monday. God bless you. And I hope you come back again to join me for the rest of this. Have a great day. As children, we could care less about the millions of wants, for we only have one, mostly for our mommies and daddies, and then the one that encompasses all of who we are, and that is to return to the continuation of our adventure we know to be called life. It is only in the brokenness of our parents' dreams that we as children find ourselves in their darkness, though we continue to shine our lights brightly for everyone we know and meet along the way. After a while, though, children shut down because parents have forgotten how to be children under the guise of responsibility. The pain and confusion that jars the innocence of youth is felt within a child's life and started as a ripple in one generation and continues gaining momentum like a tsunami, traveling from generation to generation, where unresolved emotions range from sadness to anger before their hooks of bitterness become deeply rooted within the heart. The devastating bitterness builds just as the tsunami does. It pulls back, and without warning, the height of the wave breaks and comes crashing down. In a single moment, all that has been is lost and demolished by the monstrous force that first began as a nearly undetectable ripple. Even knowing this, we don't want to take action. It's easier to check out, self-medicate, escape the things that we are, and ignore the signs, standing resolute in our own stupidity and selfish reasons as to why we're doing things the way we are, or burying ourselves in our aspirations, hopes, dreams, or successes. Meanwhile, all that we could be doing and standing for is convoluted, and the casualties are great. But do we know it? Do we really care? If someone asks, we will say yes. And we really do believe that what we're saying is true. But do we take action? I'm certain that the only love that exists is when we leap out of our comfort zone to help someone else without any thought of what we need or what we'll get back in return. I know today that there are things I must do, and I also know that they're scary, painful, and terrifying. Yet, I know that if I don't choose to face these things now, I will never know what's possible. I believe with all my heart that with each step I take, I'm becoming faithful in all the little things. And I believe with all my heart that the Lord experiences my willingness to do whatever it takes to be who He created me to be, even more greatly than I desire it. I lay myself down and sacrifice anything to make certain that my family has a chance to see with their own eyes how truly awesome God is by all that He continues to do within me. I also believe with all my heart that if I don't do this, the freedom for those I love will come from some other place. That is something I know I can't live with. So every day, I choose to live all that I've learned and to love with all my heart, knowing that this mighty, magnificent, living God whom I serve is eager to walk every step with me and carry me in the places where I'm too weak to take another step. I refuse to allow the already formed tsunami to take out another generation of my family simply because I'm too absorbed with what I want, need, think, or feel, while I sit nice and cozy within the walls of my own created fortress within my mind that threatens my heart. Sometimes you have to storm the castle from within your own heart. And I know that love is the force powerful enough to break through the hardened layers of stone called heart. Without love, everything else fails. Anything else is just an illusion. What I am certain of is that you can win the battle and still lose the war. But what I know is that this war has already been won. I spent my entire life living as if I were the only one on the front lines of the battlefield. It took me a lifetime to understand and finally accept that I am the catalyst that makes everything in my life all that it is today. It isn't about someone else. It isn't about blame shifting and pointing at everyone else so that I can feel better. Love has been the most improperly and overused word as far as I'm concerned. I know that's true in my own life. I didn't realize that where love is, there's truth. Where you find one, you will always find the other. They are inseparable, just as where there is light, there is a seamless band of darkness, and they are always present within us, regardless of what we have done, do, don't do, and even what we will go on to do in the future. I know this because I continue to witness the unfailing life and inexhaustible streams of joy within love. In the end, love is the only one who remains, and everything created in love will stand forever within that love. For they are faithful, and their presence is the guarantee that we have a great hope and possibility. But it is up to each of us to choose and to see and accept that, or we can simply dismiss this simple truth because it seems to be unlike everything that we've been taught or that has been passed along within our family traditions. It is our insatiable wanting that makes us turn to the quick fixes. At least that was true in my own life. Every time I compromised or took the shortcut, I shortchanged myself along the way. The most breathtaking part of this journey is that when I have been totally and completely destitute, without a single person to talk to, without a cell phone or any change to make a call, without fresh clothes to put on or a safe place to go to the bathroom to take a shower, or the comforts that were all stripped away from me abruptly and without understanding, I have been able to see at some point within the pain that I still have the greatest power called choice. I could choose to sit and wallow in the ick of the agony and rehash my disgust and plans of vengeance. Or I could begin to think and take inventory of what really is within my heart. What ideas are burning deep within me? And though I didn't have much, I was able to find things all around me that taught me how to transfer what's inside, from abstract and theory to create even in the nothingness of all that I had. As I was bringing my ideas to life right in front of my eyes, it became tangible and concrete. In this very process, I have watched and experienced miracles of epic proportion. In a moment, my hell has been turned into the unspeakable beauty of heaven. This continues to be so life-changing for me, and it has propelled me into places of creativity and intrigue that are the sparks igniting the flames of passion within me. And I fan the flame so that others' sparks become a raging inferno everywhere I go and everyone that I come into contact with. As I have returned to the places within my once broken heart, I have found myself standing face to face within the walls of a fortress that I spent the greater part of my life building and then reinforcing. I discovered that the walls were built high, deep, and nearly impenetrable as I was desperate to keep my heart safe. Except what I didn't realize is the walls that I began building to keep me safe and guard me from the pain became the very walls that imprisoned me and disconnected me from others, and even worse, from myself. I have been damned. I have lost. And for a long time, I thought I'd be damned if I was going to lose any more. What I never really understood was that everything I called losing actually was not loss at all. Because though the material things and relationships were gone, I was given the gift of space, and with it, perspective. Until the counterfeit versions and ideas of everything in my life were removed, I was unable to see that there was no room for anything real to come into my life. I held on so tightly to all of my self-created baggage, the idols I called furnishings and decor, cars, homes, money, and blah, 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 that it took me a long time to be able to see the truth, the reality and the freedom that comes with that. My identity was all wrapped up in what I owned and how pretty it was. When all of it was gone, I thought I was going to die. Everything I owned and called mine, everything I had spent the greater part of the last 20 years collecting and creating was stolen from me, and I was furious. everything that defined me and showed how successful I believed I was, and all the things that I had given to my children and hoped to pass on to their families one day, would never again be in my hands or within my reach. I was broken, I was shattered, and ready to retaliate. I wanted to wipe out the people responsible for plotting and carrying this out. My emotions became the fuel that gave life to that raging inferno inside me. I was destroying myself from the inside out. And then I came to a place where I finally had enough of me. Yet I had no idea how to let go or let others off the hook, especially with all that I was physically and emotionally suffering at the hands of other people, while they sold off everything that I owned and profited from it, leaving me totally destitute, out in the bitter cold, quite literally. And the battle between my heart and my mind was tearing me apart. At that point, so this must have been about 2011, I had come so far and learned so much, I thought. But when I stopped looking out at the wrongs that were being done to me and saw all of the things that I've done wrong throughout my life, I saw that what they did was nothing compared to what I've done. It was the pain combined with understanding that opened the doorway in my life for me to choose to forgive. Finding thankfulness in being wiped out and unexpectedly and abruptly was something that I never imagined was possible. Yet, I know that love flooded my heart and my life and shined the light of truth in the deepest, most hidden rooms within that heart. I learned that as long as I look at myself and see what I'm doing, it's nearly impossible to look at what others are doing or not doing and judge them accordingly. Looking out only illuminates the reflection dancing upon the dampened stone corridors within the walls of your heart that have been built and reinforced stone by stone. Though with each step down the infinitely winding path, I'm reminded that I'm not alone, even though I'm the only one I can see. We're never alone. I'm always right here in the reflection of this place, holding on to the only one who never leaves me. He is by my side and is inseparable from me. He mirrors my every move as we dance this dance of love together. The Lord leads, I follow, and as long as I remember that, we always arrive together. Happy Monday and God bless you.